let it be soothing, nigga. But still hustling and I ain't got time for cooling, nigga. Avoid the sirens, I won't see the judge ruling, nigga. Statistics say that I can't make it, I'm pursuing, nigga. No, I ain't lazy, what the fuck you think I'm doing, nigga? I'm always on my P's and Q's, I told her biscuit. She tell me I can trust the soul, I refuse to risk it. The mindset of a young nigga shouldn't be so sadistic, but when you feel accustomed to it, you become addicted. Handle early, homie, it'll burn out. You wanna stick around long to see how it turn out. See how it turn out, nigga.
21 gun salute, y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Sean the Rap Ref, you feel me? AKA Young Salvo. You feel me? This is just something that I thought about on the impromptu, you feel me? I think that this is very, very necessary to kind of give a glimpse of my reality. Obviously, I'm from Gary, Indiana, considered America's ghost town, you feel me? And you know, as much activity that goes on out here, people don't really get a glimpse of the actual vibe, you feel me, of the reality of being a Gary, Indiana resident. Yeah, you have people, by me being a battle rapper and being in a sector full of people from other regions, right? You know what I'm saying? You have people who go, hey, you're from Gary, Indiana, and they mention names like Freddie Gibbs and names like Michael Jackson. That's far from my reality. You also have people who are a bit aware of Gary, Indiana, and they use it to say, well, you're broke, you know, and it's not like they lying, you feel me? We all have struggles. We all have struggles. My struggle has hindered me to this place for a long time, but I feel like this footage right here will help give understanding of what it's like to live the kind of life that Sean the Rap Ref lives. This is not too far from where I'm currently stationed. When I was born, my people stayed in the Glen Park area, which is actually on the east side. They came from Chicago, migrated from the south, Mississippi. You feel me? Came from Mississippi, went to Chicago, and then branched out to Gary, Indiana, where I'm currently stationed. So when I was born, my OG lived in Glen Park. And then after that, we moved to Oak Knoll, which is actually on this side of town. You get what I'm saying? A majority of these places that I lived have always kind of been violent. You get what I'm saying? Terrytown is right by Oak Knoll. I lived in Terrytown right after that. Then I actually moved to GIB, Gary, Indiana, Bronx. All of these things is relatively close to this side of town. After that, moved to East Chicago for a few years. Came back to Gary, Indiana, Bronx, aka the Brunswick area. Then I moved to Miller, which is a bit farther. It's on the county line. You feel me? Then I came back to this side of town. You feel me? And this is like right up the block from where I'm currently stationed. You know what I'm saying? So you see these documentaries and lots of people, they walking around with guns and they talking about the crime and all types of shit like that. That's real. You feel me? That's real. But everybody else who come out here, they don't really come to the hood. They will never shoot this part of Gary, Indiana. They go downtown. The fucked up part about it is when they go downtown, it's this exact same type shit. You feel me? Nothing but abandoned buildings. Nothing but the vibration of death is what I call it. Yes, I grew up with the superstition that I'm exposing for y'all. I'm spiritual. Everybody know that. I've always been spiritual. I've always thought that Gary, Indiana was haunted. This is before Gary, Indiana had that whole ghost documentary from the house that's on the east side. I actually had an auntie that lived on the east side. You know what I'm saying? They call it the valley out here. You feel me? Basically, every time I was afraid of her house. You know what I'm saying? I used to see apparitions. I used to feel uncertain vibes. It's bad enough that my uncle actually died in that house. You get what I'm saying? And I was there when he died. You feel me? So I kind of grew up thinking that this place was haunted. You know what I'm saying? Even hell, 2300 Jackson Street. I think there's something, and I've been to that house multiple times. I've been to the Jackson's original Gary, Indiana house. It's a certain vibe these places give that my energy picks up on. And for the most part, it's unsettling. So I'm somebody who stayed in just about every hood. I even lived with somebody who lived on Fifth Apartments. I don't hood bang, but Gary, Indiana is mostly hood banging. But so if anybody's seeing this, you know what I'm saying? Because you got all types of content on Gary, Indiana on YouTube. If anybody's seeing this, I do not hood bang. Whatever I used to do, you get what I'm saying? I denounced that shit, but I never really was a hood banger. But I am from Gary, Indiana, Bronx, aka the Brunswick area. Like that's where the heart of my childhood memories is. That's where my family is from. I feel like this block particularly, you saw lots of abandoned buildings already. I feel like I was just telling my little brother, and that's why I got the idea of doing this. I was just telling him that this street right here basically sums up the entire Gary, Indiana. The only thing missing is you don't see heavy traffic of people walking around, you know, with their open carry weapons, because this is one of the most isolated streets in Gary, Indiana. And I have to be honest, I see all types of weird ass animals over here. Animals I didn't know exist. Those Jeepers Creepers type animals, the crows. And I told my brother, I think this shit is haunted. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like there was a joke on Futurama, right? That said something like,
if we want to breathe sulfuric acid and get our heads torn off by giant lizards, we can always go to Gary, Indiana.
Even I would never send you to Gary, Indiana.
But basically, even the writers of Futurama was hip to how crazy Gary, Indiana is. And I feel like that exact joke, it represents this street. And that's why I chose to do this this walkthrough, you feel me? So I'm familiar with this street. I actually walk up and down this street for exercise. Yes, for exercise. This is the street that I walk up and down just to burn some calories. I gotta realize something. Realize this about downtown. This is how downtown looks. You hear what I'm saying? This is how downtown looks. So you see all the illegal dumping, right? You see all of the trash, the litter everywhere. You see couches and shit, right? We got signs like this posted everywhere. You think people give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? This is just like a harsh reality. So a lot of people who try to get into it with me on YouTube, and this ain't even about that. I'm just saying, like, they'll go live and they be in a hood, or they'll be doing a drive-through, or whatever the case may be. Their reality is completely different from me. This is, again, a street that I feel is haunted. I think this shit is haunted. But I also walk up and down this street for exercise. Check that out. Check that out. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. You feel me? But it's also my reality. Like, look at this house. Who is actually playing basketball here? I'm sure there's some neighborhood kids that come to play basketball here. Because it was a house on the east side, Nobel School. All types of weird, creepy shit. And there was this girl who was professed to be a witch. She would dress up like a witch, right? And I heard she was around my age. And a friend vouched for her and said she was just misunderstood. That was like just how she carried herself. But she would sit on the swings with a top hat on for hours just by herself. Minding her business, you feel me? And she had the whole hood scared to go up there and hoop. I went and hooped. I posted about it on Facebook being funny. I got sick right after that. So for the most part, I think Gary, Indiana is this place is, you know, it gives off swamp vibes. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of the South, really. I do believe there's people who practice witchcraft and voodoo out here. I think these lands are grounds for spirits to roam. I'm just being honest. Another bando. And if you can smell what I'm smelling now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, it's a crazy vibe. It's a very, very crazy vibe. But again, this is the reality of a Gary, Indiana resident, America's ghost town, former murder capital. When I think about all the lives that was lost out here, when I think about all of the misfortunes that happened out here, the decline of the city, it makes sense for this shit to be considered America's ghost town. You know what I'm saying? Again, no dumping allowed. You see tires in the background, another bando. I don't know if that car is somebody's actively, I don't remember seeing that car the other day. But at the same time, yeah. So there's houses There's houses in between this. Like, people actually live in between all of this junk. You know what I'm saying? Not all of these houses on the street is abandoned. You feel me? You see these businesses, they at work. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get their money. You feel me? Jobs out here is basically no jobs. If you ain't been locked in at a job already for years, it's likely that you're gonna remain unemployed looking for employment in Gary, Indiana. That's just a common motherfucking fact. You feel me? Yeah, man, let me know what y'all think, man. This is real. You know, when we get on YouTube and we can fabricate our lives and we can, you know, only show the good side of things on social media, I want everybody to know, at least right now, this is my reality. This is my reality. This is what I work so hard for, so I can escape this. This is what I was so passionate at one point about rapping for. So there's maybe 10 people from my graduating class that's dead already from just 2017. They succumbed to these streets. This particular street, though, I think sums it all up, though. Because you see businesses trying to make something out of nothing. You see all of the filth. You know what I'm saying? All of the grime of the streets. You see remnants of what used to be. Reminder, Gary, Indiana was predominantly white. It was a buzzing town. And then the white flight happened. The white flight happened. And for the most part, the city was abandoned. And what was left was impoverished people trying to make something out of nothing. There's so many abandoned buildings out here because the original owners of those buildings, they left and nobody can afford the property. Yeah, we have projects in place to try to help this city. How realistically can it be done when majority of the city is this? If it's not abandoned buildings, it's wilderness. I believe that Gary, Indiana is the perfect place for spiritual grounding. I think that's why I've always been sensitive to paranormal activity. I have to say mantras. I have to pray. I have to remain high vibrational because it's like something has to explain the unexplainable, the paranormal phenomenon that I witness. Like, I can be honest with you. I don't give a fuck how you take it, but I can share this information, right? I've seen UFOs out here. Yeah. I've seen UFOs out here. Unidentified aerial phenomena. And no, I don't mean planes. Shout out the air show. Unidentified aerial phenomena. What's this, a bullet? Shell casing? Again, this is a street that nobody really be on. You know what I'm saying? Bandos everywhere. There's only two places. I think I said one, but there's only two places that remind me of this street. One was my auntie house in the valley. The other one was near Miller Village. You get what I'm saying? When I walk down that street, it's basically this exact same thing. This exact same vibe. Except the difference is, around it, those are some nice ass houses out there. Out here, what this leads to is more of the same bullshit. Look at the street. The entire street is like this. I can't speak for y'all, right? This is what I wake up to every single day. This is my reality. Is it something I'm proud of? Hell no. Is it something that I'm forced to make the most out of, at least while I'm currently here? Yes. Does it serve as motivation to do better in my life? Fuck yeah. This is why I am the way I am. So a lot of people who call themselves having animosity toward me and trying to G-check me, and I say shit like, what you gonna do, kill me? I'm already dead. I'm already dead. Those places y'all fear, I dwell in. I remember going to downtown Chicago and I had some kind of form of PTSD or something. Cause I'm like, yo, it's 2:00 in the morning. We in downtown Chicago, right? And I'm like, yo, There's people everywhere. And I'm like, why so many people gathered in one place and there's no conflict? Nobody is trying to fight. Nobody have a gun on them, or at least out in the open for everybody to see. Nobody is loud, like on that type timing loud. You feel me? Another abandoned spot look like. Actually, this spot not even abandoned. It just looked rough. I went to downtown Chicago and I'm like, I look at my mans and I'm like, yo, is it always like this? Like, look at all these buildings and skyscrapers and like people making something out of all this space for real. This shit is really buzzing like this. We don't have that in Gary. At 2 in the morning, if there's a group of people outside, you better know some shit about to jump off. So it's really hard for me to even be in social settings due to my own social engineering. You feel me? It's hard for me to adapt to big crowds without thinking that some shit is gonna transpire. That's just a fact. These streets traumatized me. This is how I was raised. I don't know about the next person. And again, I'm not glorifying violence. I'm not glorifying poverty. These are the same things that I've always talked about in my music to try to dispute and fight against. To end poverty. To end reckless and pointless crime. That's just one street. The entire area is like this for the most part. The entire city is like this. And that's why I feel this is the perfect representation. That's the first car you seen in our video. This is the perfect representation of Gary, Indiana. It covers everything. The scary vibe of why they call it Scary Gary. You've seen a shell casing. You've seen the abandoned buildings. You've seen remnants of what used to be. So this is Chase Street we on. But that's it, man. I just wanted to give a walk down of my city. You know what I'm saying? That's one street. If you appreciated this content and some of the feedback, some of the gems that I gave in this video, please do me a favor, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share the stream, do all what you do. I genuinely appreciate y'all. I'm gonna walk back up this street to go back to the crib, you feel me? But if y'all really like this type video, if you really like this type of content, let me we'll spin the block. I'll probably walk down other streets and just give commentary as we do a walkthrough. You feel me? Let me know, man. 21 Gun Salute. Rapper F signing out.
Stay in my lane, cause niggas lame, I really slid for gang. Almost was maimed, almost got tamed, and no one did a thing. If I die early, one request, commemorate my name. As the music plays, y'all still letting every nigga that came, and we all sing. Me and my llama about it every night. Stick to my side till I see my people living right. Hey, the mother niggas, they ain't down to ride. They tryna ride till I die, now I'm down tonight. Hey, roll one for them caught up in them sirens. Pour one for them caught up in that violence. Having visions when I'm clenching on that violence. But I ain't never had to be versus everybody. I pray every time I throw them on that bull mask. My people tell me that we die young and live fast. So can't you blame me for just trying to get a little cash? Cause don't shit last, don't shit last. Roll one for them caught up in them sirens.